What if I told you that even Gear 5 might not be enough to win the final battle of One Piece? Yeah, sounds crazy, right? Luffy has reached a level we once thought impossible, awakening his devil fruit, bending reality, fighting like a literal cartoon god. But there's one name that still stands above everything hidden in the shadows. Imu. So the big question is, can Gear 5 defeat Imu? Or will Luffy need something beyond even that? A possible Gear 6? Let's break it down. And if you want more One Piece analysis like this, Backhand Index pointing right, subscribe to the channel. Backhand Index pointing right, leave a like to support. Gear 5 isn't just another transformation. It's a complete shift in how Luffy fights. This form comes from the awakening of his devil fruit, the true power of the human fruit model, Nika. And what does that mean? It means Luffy doesn't just stretch anymore, he controls the environment. He manipulates reality in a way that defies logic. He turns fights into pure freedom. We've seen him turn the ground into rubber grab lightning tank, insane damage, and keep laughing. Gear 5 represents freedom itself, the core theme of Luffy's character. But here's the problem. Being powerful doesn't automatically mean being enough. Imu is still one of the biggest mysteries in One Piece. We know almost nothing, but what we do know is terrifying. Imu sits on the empty throne commands of 5 elders, has the authority to erase entire islands from existence. That alone already places Imu above anyone we've seen so far. And let's be real for a second. If Kaido was called the strongest creature and still got defeated by Gear 5, then narratively, Imu has to be on another level. Otherwise, the final war wouldn't feel like a true climax, which leads to a dangerous idea. What if Gear 5 is in the final stage? Gear 5 looks unstoppable, but it has weaknesses, and Oda has already hinted at them. First, stamina. After using Gear 5, Luffy becomes extremely exhausted. He ages rapidly, loses energy, and can barely stand. Second, control. Even though Luffy laughs and fights freely, he's still learning how to fully master this power. And third, scaling. If Imu truly represents the final villain of the series, then logically, Luffy will be pushed beyond his current limits, because that's how One Piece works. Every major arc forces Luffy to evolve. So ask yourself, would Oda really end the series without giving Luffy one last breakthrough? Now this is where things get interesting. There is no official confirmation of Gear 6, but from a storytelling perspective, it makes sense. Think about it. Gear 2 equals speed. Gear 3 equals power. Gear 4 equals forms and hockey mastery. Gear 5 equals awakening and freedom. So what could Gear 6 be? Possibilities. A form that combines full awakening with perfect hockey control A state, where Luffy no longer suffers stamina drawbacks, or something even deeper, a transformation tied as well as the warrior of liberation. Gear 6 wouldn't just be stronger. It would represent completion. Luffy reaching his absolute peak. And if Imu is the embodiment of control, oppression, and order, then Gear 6 could be the ultimate symbol of freedom overcoming everything. So is Gear 5 enough? Honestly, maybe, but it probably won't be easy. Gear 5 might be close to Imu's level, but not enough to win alone. Luffy has always grown in the middle of battle, against Crocodile, against Lucci, against Katakuri, against Kaido. So the most likely scenario is this. Luffy starts the fight with Gear 5, gets pushed to his absolute limit, and then awakens something new. Whether we call it Gear 6 or not, there will be one final evolution. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Gear 5 is already enough to defeat Imu? Or do you believe Luffy still has one last transformation left? Drop your theory in the comments, Backhand Index pointing down. And if you want more One Piece analysis like this, Backhand Index pointing right, subscribe to the channel. Backhand Index pointing right, leave a like to support. See you in the next video. Nakama. Pirate flag fire.